Good morning. I'm Rick Williams, President and CEO of the Home Ownership Center, Greater Cincinnati, and this is the third time we've done this together. This is a foreclosure prevention phone-a-thon. And the Phone-a-Thon is an opportunity for homeowners who fear they are at risk of foreclosure, have a drop in income, anything that concerns them about their ability to pay their mortgage, to actually begin the process for help with a phone call. We are happy to be here at CET Studios, who has been our partner from the first Phone-a-Thon, which we did last year in June. And we're happy to add partners every time we do this, and some of them are behind me right now. But for those of you who have seen this the first time, when we had 8 phones, and we began this process with 8 phones, you can see that we've grown a little from what you see behind us. I'm now happy and very proud to introduce our city manager, Mr. Milton Dohoney.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Rick. I'm happy to be here on behalf of Mayor Mark Mallory and the City of Cincinnati. I first would like to say thanks and congratulations to Rick, the Legal Aid Society, and all those who have been involved in organizing this phone-a-thon. As you look behind us and see the large array of computer terminals and telephones, it's quite impressive, but it also highlights just the enormity of the issue that we're dealing with in trying to prevent foreclosures. The city is certainly recognizes the importance of this issue. We have been working to try to prevent foreclosures, working in partnerships with other organizations around the community, and we're happy to be a partner in the phone-a-thon that will kick off at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. This foreclosure prevention phone-a-thon is a proven tool. It's not an experiment. It's something that we know works, and it will help citizens who need assistance. We will encourage everyone who has a foreclosure issue to call beginning tomorrow morning at 1-877-7-BUZZ-US. That's the number, 1-877-7-BUZZ-US. It is my pleasure now to introduce someone who also has been working on foreclosure prevention. He knows its impact on neighborhoods and communities. He works in partnership with the President of the United States to create more affordable housing and to also prevent foreclosure, to help stabilize neighborhoods. Please join me in welcoming Congressman Steve Treehouse.
Thank you very much, Milton, and it is a repeat performance for me as well, Rick. But last time I was here as a state representative, and we have done a lot in the state of Ohio to address foreclosure prevention. But I am happy to say that the federal government is now living up to its responsibility in terms of this foreclosure crisis. It was just announced last week when I was with Secretary Donovan at the Department of Housing and Urban Development that the federal government has reached early its target of 500,000 loan modifications around the country, and we expect many, many more to come. But this is an important part of the effort here locally. I want to join the city manager in thanking CET, and thanking the Home Ownership Center, thanking Legal Aid, thanking U.S. Bank, and all of the community partners that have come together, understanding that keeping people in their homes is critically important, not just for those families that are being impacted, but also for our neighborhoods, because the health of the housing stock in our neighborhoods is absolutely critical. It's critical to our schools. It's critical to our business districts. It's critical to the health of our community. And so we have worked on this for far too long, quite frankly. But as we see this recession bottom out, we understand that thousands of homeowners here locally are facing the possibility of foreclosure. We are encouraging people to pick up the phone and make a phone call to the call center, because we want to get to you before it's too late. We don't want to get to you when, the bank is knocking on the door, when the servicer is calling. So if you see yourself in the next few months having difficulty with your payments, it's time to call. it's time to call and seek help. There are many resources coming together to make a difference on the foreclosure crisis. We want to help people prevent them from going into foreclosure. And so we are here to help. And I encourage, just like Milton did, people to call 1-888-7-BUZZ-US in order to come together and make a difference for our community. Thank you.
David Pepper is here. David Pepper is the president of the Hamilton County Commission, and David has also been very involved with foreclosure prevention activities. He has a few comments to say.
Thanks, Rick. Thank you very much. It is great to be here. It's great to be back here. I guess was it just a week ago we were here with the Treasurer of the United States on this same concept. Steve mentioned how important this is. We have thousands of folks who are under stress, under pressure, and we've seen too many of them go through a foreclosure in recent years. And as Steve said, first and foremost, that's an impact on them, their family, their children. But beyond even that, it's an impact for the entire community. And when you have some of these homes fall into foreclosure, oftentimes that home becomes a blight. It gets into a cycle that really, in addition to that family struggling, really impacts the entire community. So we have been working very hard with a lot of partners. We have legal aid here today, I guess behind me as well. A lot of other agencies like the Homeownership Center have worked very hard for a number of years, to try and help prevent a foreclosure before it happens. And this is part of that overall approach. And I'm very excited that I guess we've gone from 8 to 12 to now 75 phones. That's also a heck of a lot of people answering phones. I know U.S. Bank has really stepped up to help make this happen. It's a lot of technology, and it's a lot of hard work by a lot of good people, and it takes a lot of work. But as the manager said, that also shows the kind of work we need to do. There's a lot of demand. But more than anything else, I just want to encourage people to call and to tell you that it works. We have had an approach for some time where we've encouraged people to call. And I mentioned this last week. I had a gentleman, I was at a preseason Bengals game, and the highlight of the game was a gentleman just came up to me out of the blue, and I had been on a public service announcement ad saying to call the number. And he came up to me and he said to me, he gave me credit when actually the credit should go to the counselors who helped him. He said, "You saved my home." And I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "You saved my home. I saw that television ad. You said to call the number. I called it. I got a counselor, and we worked through it, and I'm still in my home." And it's those kind of individual stories that we want to replicate over and over and over again through this process and through other processes. And there's nothing more important than just calling. We have found that oftentimes the biggest hurdle is that people get that initial sign that they're in trouble, and they don't want to tell anybody. They may have questions, but they don't know who to ask. They may be embarrassed. You name it, and then they freeze. Sometimes they leave the home, or sometimes they just don't do anything. And that's the best way to guarantee the foreclosure is going to happen. Here you have a very easy way to make the phone call, to get in touch with someone who can get the process starting of saving the home, and it's a very simple process. So we do encourage you to call the number beginning tomorrow morning to help save the home, as has happened already with a heck of a lot of people in this county who simply picked up the phone, called, and got a counselor. So I'm thrilled, and I want to thank, I know Rick will do this too, but whether it's U.S. Bank or Cincinnati Bell or all the other people working so hard who are making this happen, this is a huge undertaking. It takes a lot of good people, and I'm just thrilled that so many people in this community are stepping up. Thank you very much.
We were fortunate at the last Phone-a-Thon, the one that we did in February, to partner with Legal Aid Society of Greater Cincinnati. And what they do is offer free legal services as a part of the process for moving homeowners to a solution. Mary Asbury, who is the executive director of Legal Aid Society, is here today.
Thanks, Rick. Good morning, everybody. The Legal Aid Society is very pleased to participate again in the Phone-a-Thon. We have an ongoing partnership with the Homeownership Center and also with other housing counseling agencies through our Hamilton County Homeowner Preservation Coalition. We are, as David said, often faced with trying to provide legal help for people only after they are in court in a foreclosure or even on the brink of a sheriff's sale. And what I'd like to say is that this Phone-a-Thon is a terrific opportunity for people to get in touch with legal help at an early stage of a potential foreclosure, when there is much more opportunity to resolve the situation before someone is way behind and has gotten involved with the court system. That is really the focus of the Phone-a-Thon, and so we will have lawyers and other legal aid staff on site all 3 days to consult with the HOC counselors who are on the phone and actually to talk to the homeowners when they call. We'll then be following up with letters and document reviews for those homeowners who can get additional help from legal aid. So we're very happy to do this, and I would just put out the call, as I did in February, to the mortgage servicers and mortgage lenders to be ready. We're going to get a tremendous volume of calls, and that means we will be looking to them to work with us so that we can save homes for the many people who will be calling us over the next 3 days. Thank you very much.
Behind me, you will see, impressively, about 70 phones and computers. I do need to comment that the computers are also quite new for us. We're automating the intake process such that we can deliver a package to each homeowner that calls quickly, instead of doing that manually, which is what we've been doing in the past. The last Phone-a-Thon, the calls were so overwhelming, we knew we had to come up with a different way of being able to respond quickly to the homeowners who called. And so that's what the computers are, and in front of every computer is a phone. And behind every phone is a phone operator. And before I introduce John Fickle from U.S. Bank, who we really appreciate coming forward and providing the bulk of the phone operators, there's a couple of other partners. Again, I want to acknowledge CET. Cincinnati Bell, I say this at every opportunity, you can't do a Phone-a-Thon without a phone. And so Cincinnati Bell has been an extraordinary partner in everything that we've done, excuse me, with regard to the Phone-a-Thon and foreclosure prevention, as well as a host of restaurants where I can't even name them all because I don't know them all, who have been providing food for the volunteers. And but I also want to introduce John Fickle from U.S. Bank, who will also acknowledge all of the volunteers who are here today and those who will be with us the next 3 days.
And I just wanted to take a moment just to say how excited and proud we are to be a part of this program here and be associated with this foreclosure prevention Phone-a-Thon. It's a great program, and we're excited to be a part of it, not just because of the program itself, but because we know it's a successful program, and it's a program that helps to keep our families within our communities, within their homes. It helps them, and we appreciate the opportunity for U.S. Bank to be a part of this. We're providing over 200 volunteers that will volunteer over the next several days to be a part of this and helping to answer questions and really help serve our communities, and that's why we're here. So we very much appreciate it, and we want to thank the Home Ownership Center for allowing us to be a part of this foreclosure prevention telethon. Thank you.
I want to acknowledge Fannie Mae, who has also been with us from day one. Lisa Charter from Fannie Mae is behind me. And Greg Harris is here. Any comments, Greg? Okay. Greg Harris is here from Cincinnati City Council. And that is it. Good morning, and thanks for being here. And if there are any questions, yes.
Say the phone number again, because I think it was said 2 different ways.
Yeah, I got it wrong.
877-7-BUZZ-US. And the Buzz Us stands for 877-728-9987. Buzz Us is easier, of course, to remember, and that's what we go by. Thank you very much.